Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Swinesburg with our special guest this week, Michael Lee from Summerville, Georgia, and you're watching God's Country.
In God's Country.
Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. Every country mother's son and daughter journeys here with their dream of becoming a country music star. With a guitar on their back and a case full of songs, they walk Broadway and Music Row, knocking on doors hoping for an audition. Maybe this will be their day for a record deal, management, a tour bus, a concert at Bridgestone, or the biggest prize of all, an appearance on the Grand Ole Opry. But wait, there's another kind of music being birthed here. It still has hot guitars, fiddles, and pedal steel. But the difference is, it's about Jesus. It's sung in a language that cowboys, rednecks, and hillbillies everywhere will relate with. Come with us now to where this brand new music is being created. Day Wind Recording Studios. Are you ready? Welcome to God's Country.
In God's Country.
Another Wednesday night, and the crowd was kinda down, but that seems to be the norm around this town. When Pastor Tom stood up with his Bible by his side, he said tonight I'd simply like to testify. Well, he spoke about how the blood was applied when Jesus finally came into his life. What he said next kinda took us by surprise. With his hand in the air and tears in his eyes, and he said, my knees have gotten dusty from time to time, right where the hill was hardest for me to climb. And I'd push Jesus to the back of my mind and not the front of my heart. I found a place where grace had to start. Not a dry eye on anybody's face, and each confession put us in our place. He said, don't walk away and let conviction grow, I'm here to tell you, man, you'll reap just what you sow. Said my knees have gotten dusty from time to time, right where the hill was hard for me to climb. And I'd push Jesus to the back of my mind not the front of my heart. I found a place where grace had to start. I found a place where God's grace had to start.
Hi, I'm Mary. Thank you for watching God's Country. Welcome to Day One Recording Studios. Let's talk a little bit about the packages we offer. The Soloist package is a great option. It comes with 10 Day One soundtracks. You also get a vocal producer and engineer. It includes a professional photo shoot and graphics design, and comes with 200 CDs. This package is just $2,300. Call Day One today at 800-635-9581. Mention God's Country and receive 100 extra CDs. Now back to God's Country.
On his way to a full ride, everybody knew he'd go pro. That 4th and 10 touchdown dive won the game, but crushed all of his hopes. They carried him off of the field. They said he'd never walk again. But 13 months later, hard work and prayer, he ran that ball in for the win. Everybody loves a comeback. Everybody loves a second chance. Everybody loves to see somebody make it to the big dance. Pick themselves up when they've been written off. Find what they're made of when they were lost. Everybody loves a comeback. He lost his wife and his children. His mind was the next thing to go. Homeless and broke, begging for change, addicted with nowhere to go. He found out salvation was right there within his reach. When that church took him in from that cold, lonesome wind, now they cry when he stands up to preach. Everybody loves a comeback. Everybody loves a second chance. Everybody loves to see somebody make it to the big dance. Pick themselves up when they've been written off. Find what they're made of when they were lost. Everybody loves a comeback. They nailed him to that cross, and he died for all of our sins, with a promise of eternity. He would rise again. And everybody loves a comeback. Everybody loves a second chance. Everybody loves to see somebody make it to the big dance. Pick themselves up when they've been written off. Find what they're made of when they were lost. Everybody loves a comeback. Loves a comeback. Loves a comeback. Loves a
All right. right, Red Hen recording artist Michael Lee, right here from his new project, Tattoos, recorded right here at Day Wind Recording Studios. And man, we're going to talk to Michael Lee for a little bit, and we got some more of his music coming your way. Stay tuned right here on God's Country from Day Wind Studios.
In God's country, everything made perfect sense. In God's country, wish it was that way. Everybody loves a comeback. Everybody loves a second chance. Everybody loves to see somebody make it to the big dance. Loving your neighbor just comes natural when you're living colorblind. Ain't that just like Jesus? There was a change in me. I've never felt more free. Like every chain that had me bound just hit the floor. I wanna be near you, just near you. That's all the heaven I will ever need. When you run, just run to Jesus. He's got his arms held open wide, and it ain't ever gonna change. You can't find a will to try, but I know you love me, Lord, and I've been forgiven. And judgmental people, they won't stop me from living. 'Cause God writes good stories, and He always has. Can't ever guess what comes next. Yeah, man, He's good like that. Who says a fool can't learn? Turn around and rebuild every bridge he's ever burned. But I did, and I pushed Jesus to the back of my mind, and not the front of my heart. I found the place where grace had to stop. I found a place where God's grace had to start.
Michael Lee Stansel, and what a great project.
Man,
Tattoos.
thank
Man. And by the way, it is Michael Lee Stansel, like stencil, but with an A. With an A. And so if you're going to look him up on Facebook, a lot of times people will look up Michael Lee. And I remember looking at like YouTube of Michael Lee, and there was like some rocker guy, and a wrestler, and
there's all kind of people, man.
Yeah. And it's funny. You know, I don't know if country people, if it was country music where people started using like their middle name and stuff. Or I mean, I'm thinking back when I was a kid. I remember my sister bringing home. Of course, we had record players when I was little, and I remember her bringing home a Capitol Records. It was a 45, and I think it was yellow and orange. Capitol Records. And it was Jeannie C. Riley, the Harper Valley PTA.
Right.
So you had Jeannie C. Riley, you had Tom T. Hall.
Earl Thomas Conley.
He's from my hometown.
Really?
Yeah. He's actually Tony Allen Bates, Earl Thomas Conley's his cousin.
Wow.
And you sang at Tony's church.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, so awesome guy.
Another three-name fella.
Yeah. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yep.
Is Leroy Parnell, is that is it Leroy or is that one word?
And then you got Ricky Lynn Gregg, I think, was another three-name guy.
Yeah. So. And then all the girls. But, man. So, anyway, man, it's so good it is so awesome to have you today. You're looking country and you're sounding country.
Man, I'd be a lot more country if I had some cool boots like you got on over there.
Oh man, these aren't boots.
Oh, well,
This is. Let me show you this. There's a story behind this. Okay.
yeah.
I don't know if Micah can get a shot of that. That's a shoe. It looks like
Yeah.
a cowboy boot.
Yeah.
But let me tell you the story behind this cowboy shoe, I guess you call it.
Right.
When we moved down here in 2017, I love Mexican food, man. You know, I
Right.
love Mexican food, and so we were, trying to find a good Mexican restaurant because we had a real good one back home in Wheelersburg, Ohio.
Right.
And so we tried some out, and then we ran into Dos Margaritas over here,
Yeah.
about 2 blocks over from Day One Studios, and we went in there, and it was really funny because my grandmother was like full-blooded Native American, so I'm kind of dark and all that.
Right.
And so anyway, me and Teresa went in there to eat, and they started speaking Spanish to me, And she makes fun of me because I looked at them and I said, I don't speak Mexican,
Yeah.
as Spanish. And so, but they said, oh, you're not Mexican? I said, no. They said, you're not Latino? I said, no. I said, my grandmother was, Native American.
Right.
They said, oh, you look like my Uncle Pancho. And so every time I go in there, they're like, hey, Pancho,
Yeah.
Pancho. They always call me Pancho. And so anyway, my wife got me these fake cowboy boot shoes, and we went in there after church on Sunday.
Right.
And so they were all pointing at my shoes, and they said, "Oh, Pancho, mucho dinero." Like I was rich.
Yeah.
And, you know how I love to kid people and stuff.
Right.
So I said, "Oh, I didn't buy these. I didn't buy these shoes. Oh, how you get?" And I said, the president of Mexico gave me these shoes. And of course, they're, oh, Pancho, you lie, Pancho. And I said, no, he really did. He gave me these shoes. And he said, oh, why he give you those shoes? And I said, I was fishing in the Gulf of Mexico. And I said, he went by me on a jet ski and hit a dolphin, and it knocked him out. And I jumped in the water and saved his life. And they said, oh, you lie, Pancho. You lie, Pancho. And I said, no, it really happened. They said, oh, you lie, Pancho. And I said, okay. So, well, he didn't want to give me money, so he sent me these shoes for a present. Ah, you lie, Pancho. And so I didn't even know who the president of Mexico was.
Right.
So I went home and Googled it, and it was Felipe Calderon was the president of Mexico. And so, Mike is an ace with photography and everything.
Definitely.
And so I found this picture, and Felipe was shaking hands with this dude. And I asked Micah, I said, can you take a picture of my head and stick it on that guy he's shaking hands with? And Micah said, yeah, I can do that. So he took a picture of it and put my head on this guy's body.
Right.
And it looked just exactly like,
Yeah.
Photoshopped me on there. And I said, send it to Walmart and get it blown up. So anyhow, we sent it to Walmart. I got a big, photograph of it made, and I put it in a brown sack. And the next day I went to the Mexican restaurant, and I said, so you don't think I know Felipe, huh? And I pulled that out with me shaking hands with the president. Every Mexican in the place went nuts.
Wow.
I mean, the dishwashers, the servers, everybody
That's
come running out
amazing.
front. And they said, Pancho knows Felipe. Pancho knows Felipe.
That's funny.
So anyway, enough about me. Hey, I brought you something today.
Yeah, man. What's
Okay.
up? What you got?
I want you to try this out. Put these on. They're called Music City Shades.
Music
See how you like
City
it. Yeah,
Shades.
I'm thinking about marketing them.
They don't fit, man.
Put them on there and look at the camera real good wherever Micah can get. They look cool, right? And there's nothing
They're
around
awesome,
your ears.
man.
Music City Shades.
Yeah, man. I think it'll work.
You think people will be interested in buying something like that?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, I lied to you.
Yeah.
I went to the eye doctor yesterday.
Yeah.
They put them drops in your eyes that make your eyes dilate.
Right.
And they gave me them to wear home, and I just thought,
Oh, man, they're cool.
Michael Lee's coming in tomorrow. I'll fake him out.
Well, I'll keep them, market them, man.
Man, I can't tell you just how excited we are about having you
Oh, man.
on
I
God's
love
country.
you guys, man.
And you did a video
Yeah.
with Micah.
Yeah.
And We're going to show that video, but first, and you wrote the song.
Right.
You wrote the song, Ain't That Just Like Jesus?
Yes.
And I want you to give us the backstory on that song in the video and why you felt led to do that.
Oh man, I started writing this song. Actually, the way it came about, my brother has a friend, and it was right in the middle of all the chaotic stuff with the kind of like a race war and stuff, with the police shootings, with the young black man getting shot, and then the cops in Dallas getting shot, and that whole time frame. And my brother has a young man that he's friends with. He's a young black guy, and we're friends on Facebook, and everything was kind of getting heated, and he made a comment on there one night, and he said, I don't worship the white Jesus. And it broke my heart.
Yeah.
And I commented, I said, well, man, I don't worship the white Jesus either.
Yeah.
I said, Jesus himself said that God is a spirit.
Yeah.
And those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Mm-hmm.
And got the idea for this song because I've never seen a spirit before. I don't know what color they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where this song came from. So we sit down and wrote it, and the way I look at it, Jesus died for all of us.
Absolutely.
So that's where it came from.
All right, brother.
There's a homeless shelter down on Main where the volunteers give more than just their time. Ain't that just like Jesus? And there's a stranger stepping up to help a single mom who's barely getting by. Ain't that just like Jesus? Red and yellow, black and white don't matter when you're looking through his eyes. Loving your neighbor just comes natural when you're living colorblind. Ain't that just like Jesus? A teacher goes the extra mile for a kid who's all but giving up on life. Ain't that just like Jesus? A county comes together to pray for peace by candlelight. Man, ain't that just like Jesus? Red and yellow, black and white don't matter when you're looking through his eyes. Loving your neighbor just comes natural when you're living colorblind. Ain't that just like Jesus? Forgiveness for the blackest heart there is, loving people through the pride.
what a song, man.
Thank you, man.
What a song. What a great story behind the song. And, Michael Lee is the first male artist that joined Red Hen Records.
Yeah.
And I remember that day you came to the studio and you said, I don't know what I'm doing here. You remember that?
I do remember, man.
Well, why don't you tell the story? And I want people to know, about, man, you've got, you could probably write, a book could be written about your life. But I want you to just tell your story, will you?
Yeah, man. Honestly, man, it isn't any different than any other person that was lost and found God. You know what I mean? Found the Lord. But mine, I tried so hard, to do things in country music, and wound up getting a lot of good things established inside the industry here in Nashville with a lot of friends. But I was part of a duo. We did country music together, called Buck and Duke, a guy named Derry Maddox. Man, we toured all over the country, worked with different record labels. Leanne Rhymes' father, Wilbur, he produced a couple of her albums for her, and Steve Holy produced some stuff on him.
How did he find you? How did Wilbur?
Actually, Derry's father was good friends with him, and we were at a dove hunt down in Georgia, and he heard us sing one night, and he was like, hey, man, who wrote that song? And we was like, we did. And he said, sing me some more. Actually, his attorney was with him. They were hunting, and he said, sing me some more, and we sang him some, and we came up here. He lived in Lebanon, and we came up here to Lebanon, and he was like, I tell you what, guys, he said, I like your sound, I like your songs, and he took us out to Tyler, Texas, where he recorded all of Leanne's stuff and Steve Holy stuff, and we recorded a 3-song demo, and did a showcase with Curb Records, and had some pretty cool opportunities come along, and wound up recording a complete project, and some different things kind of changed, and wound up working with some more people in town, and man, started writing songs with Pat Alger, who wrote a lot of Garth Brooks stuff with Garth. Unbelievable songwriter. Taught me the ins and outs, man. Really taught me how to craft my art as far as songwriting, me and Duke both. And man, wrote songs with, not trying to name drop or anything that.
I want to hear
different people like Aaron Barker, and wrote
a lot of George Strait stuff.
A lot of stuff. People like that kind of taking us under their wing, and playing downtown. A lot of people, Duke could do that Willie Nelson stuff real good, and people like to hear me try to do some Merle stuff, and we do, talking about Poncho, we do Poncho and Lefty and stuff like that, and playing Tootsies and Legends, and used to be Dan McGinnis Pub on DeMontbrin Street, and all kind of stuff we was playing here. Then we got picked up by the PBR. Good friend of mine named Sean Willingham, he's a bull rider, and he got in with the PBR, and actually we got to go on the road and do a lot of after parties for the bull riders. Got to be good friends with a lot of the bull riders, and man, just a lot of cool things going on. Worked with a man named Bob Saporiti, who is the former president of Global Promotions for Warner Brothers, was working with us. Great guy. He's a trip in himself, just a cool cat, and took an interest in us and helped us a lot. Recorded with Greg Brown, who produced all of Travis Tritt's early stuff. Did some stuff with him, and
you got all this stuff going on.
Yeah, man.
And really, I'm back where I'm from. There's a lot of people that aspire to be a country artist or musician. Right. There's people that would think if they played Tootsies, that would be the pinnacle of their career.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was fun,
but you had all this going. You were playing in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
They had a bus. They had
man,
had a lot of money set aside for your promotion.
A band that was ready to go. We had a man sitting back with ready to write Sony Records $150,000 check just on a promotion, just it. And we had 2 full studio albums, man, just different things like that. And man,
what happened?
Jesus. He got a hold of my heart, and
Tell that story how that happened.
man, I grew up in church, and if someone had told me that I wasn't saved, I'd have said, "You're crazy. I love Jesus." I'd have wanted to fight them, and that in itself isn't Christ-like. But man, there's a lot of things I've done that there's no fruit evident in my life that I knew the Lord. And man, just out there on the road every weekend, doing stuff that, I shouldn't have been doing and things like that. And we were in Nashville. I live about 2.5 hours away from town, so I didn't have to move here. And we were here every Monday, Tuesday, and we'd go home on Wednesday. Get home on Wednesday night, have rehearsal with our band, and then leave out most of the time, sometimes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and get home Sunday. And with a man with a wife and 3 kids at home, that's not much of a family life to see your wife on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And man, the Holy Spirit just started dealing with my heart and convicting me, and I'll never forget, man. I came home, my wife's in the bed, and by this time my son, our youngest child, our little boy, he was a baby. He was laying in the bed beside her, and man, I never will forget laying in the bed beside her with tears in my eyes. And I said, "You and the kids need to get in church."
Yeah, you and the kids.
And just to let you know how out of touch with reality I was, she wrote over and she said, "We do go to church.
Whoa.
We'd just like for you to go with us."
Oh.
And I was like, "Well, I'm not going. I'm not going to be no hypocrite. That whole, I can't go to church and live the way I'm living and do the things I'm doing." And it just really, man, if it wasn't for my wife, I don't know where I'd be. She prayed with me, or prayed for me, and stuck by me when, honestly, if the shoe was on the other foot, I can't say I'd have done it. Mm-hmm. She loved me through a lot of things, man. And if it wasn't for her and them babies that God blessed us with, I don't know where I'd be today.
Well, tell that story. So she made you go to church with her.
Well, what it was is she was like, "The kids want you to go." Our oldest daughter, Dara, she was young at the time, and she's like, "Daddy, please go to church with us." And I was like, "Man, I do not want to do this." But I was under conviction. I was running from God myself, because I knew if I went that God was going to really deal with me. And so I wound up going one Sunday morning. It was actually a baby dedication for our son, Mason. And the preacher, he called us up to the front and put all the parents that had babies, lined us all up in the choir. Well, when he called the parents up, we were sitting in the back. My mom and dad's there, stepmom, stepdad, my in-laws. Everybody's at the church that morning because they're coming to see Mason be dedicated. And so they call us up. I stand up, let Julie out with Mason. She starts walking down. I sit back down. I sit back down in the pew.
You take him up there.
She gets about halfway down, and she realizes I'm not with her, and she turns around and comes back, and she says, "Come on." And I said, "I am not getting up and going down there." And she leaned into me, and she said, "God gave him to us. Least you could do is give him back."
Oh.
So just kind of ripped me apart.
And so you're shaking in your boots.
I get up and go down there, and the whole time I'm sitting in that choir, it's like the pastor of the church is preaching right to me. Ain't nobody. It was a choir full of babies and mamas and daddies, but they wasn't nobody there but me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we get up. He's done. He does his spiel. We're standing. So we go down to the front with all the babies and them babies' mamas and daddies, and we're standing there. By this time, my middle daughter, Briley, came down, and she is standing, and they were singing and having, man, a powerful altar service. And God's just dealing with me and dealing with me and dealing with me. And I've got Briley by the shoulders. She's maybe 5-6-year-old at this time. And I've got her by the shoulder, and she's standing in front of me. And by that time, I felt her slip out of my hands. And she walked down to the altar, and she started giving her life to Jesus. And I go down there and pray with my little girl. And as I'm praying with her, God's dealing with me, and I knew that there needed to be a change in my life. And I repented of my sins right there too. And God's changed me, and I struggled with it for a while because, like I said, I had a pretty great career at the time. I had a lot of cool things going on, but God just completely took it a different way. Everybody, and actually my drummer that was playing with us at that time, D. Callahan, we were loading up, getting ready to go do a show one weekend, and he grew up, his daddy was a pastor of a church his whole life, and D just stopped and he looked at me, and it was just me and him loading up the truck, loading up the trailer, and he said, "Man, I got a question." And I said, "What, brother?" He said, "How are you doing it?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, how are you doing this, but also we know what's going on with you spiritually? He said, "I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it." And I said, "Oh man, I'm good." I said, I know what's going on, when in reality I wasn't good. I was still running from things that I knew God wanted to change in my walk. And finally got to the point I couldn't get away from it no more. I knew God had put a call on my life. He was wanting to use me in a ministry way to reach people that, I mean, I grew up a huge Kenny Henson fan.
Yeah.
Huge. I mean,
me too.
I mean, we literally have my
They
dad.
had that country sound.
I mean, he sounded like Merle Haggard.
Yeah, he did.
And you got to stop and look, man. And he sounded like Ronnie Millsap. He had some Millsap in him too.
Yeah.
But my dad has every single Henson album that's ever been recorded.
Yeah.
Every vinyl. And so I grew up on that, and man, I knew God had a different call in my life, and I just ran from it for as long as I could. And finally one day I called Duke up and I said, "Man, I really need to talk to you." And he said, "All right, man, come on over." So I come over, and he's been in his backyard playing ball with his sons, Lincoln and Toby. And I could still see it like it was yesterday. And I get out of the car, and he says, "Hey man," he said, "let's just ride around." And I said, "Okay." So I get in the car, start to crank it up. He sits in the passenger seat and he looks at me. He says, "Buck, whatever you want to do, I back you 100%. And I lost it. And I said, "Man, I can't do this no more. God has got something else in store." He said, "Man, what took you so long?" He said, "We all knew that."
Ain't that amazing?
It's amazing how God works like that,
He
man.
prepared everybody around you.
Everybody.
God even made it easy for you to leave the band. They didn't try to lay a guilt trip on you and everything.
No, everything was great, man. And
now we got you.
We're all still friends and love each other just like we did, man. It's like even Duke told me one time, he said, I think I realized I was chasing the wrong dream too, because once we stopped going on the road so much, he got involved in coaching wrestling, football, baseball, because his kids are very athletic and stuff too, and involved in sports just like mine. But his son's quarterback of the high school football team, and he got to actually go in and coach him and help get him brought up. And he said, "I realized I was chasing the wrong dream." He said, "Man, I'm living my dream right now with my kids."
Yeah.
He said, "I'm loving life right now." So we've wrote a couple songs since. He's one of the best songwriters I've ever been associated with too.
Man, that is awesome, and it's just been a blessing since me and Micah and Anthony got to know you.
Oh yeah,
and we just got a great team, you know, and that's the kind of people. That's what God's country music is all about. Right. We're trying to reach the people just like you were before you came to the Lord. We're not singing to the choir. We're not, we're trying to reach folks exactly like that. Yeah. And that's what we're all about. And man, so good to have you today.
Man, thank you.
You ready to sing us another song?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right. Well, we're gonna talk about. We've got a project we want to tell you about. It's called God's Country Volume 1, and it's probably a long commercial, so I'm just going to let Micah run it. So, Micah, back to you. Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Swinesburg, and thank you for watching God's Country. Let me explain what we're doing. As a child, I grew up in the home of a working alcoholic. Everything was okay through the week, but when the weekend would come, my dad would get drunk, and not just nice drunk. My dad would get mean drunk. He was very violent, abusive. Many times we've had the police at our house. We've also had to run and hide in neighbors' houses. My dad would get a shotgun and he was going to kill us. And it's very traumatic for a child to grow up that way. But thank God for my sister and my brother-in-law who would come and get me on the weekends and take me to live at their farm.
through the summers and the weekends. And that was my peace. That was my shelter. My sister had a unique way of waking us up in the morning in that old farmhouse. She would play country music, and we would wake up to the smell of sausage and gravy and biscuits and scrambled eggs, and it was my sanctuary. So I guess from that early age I developed a love for country music because of that experience. When I turned 18, I got a job working on the railroad, and I wasn't a Christian at the time. There was probably 20 NFL-sized guys I worked with on a crew, and here I'm the young 18-year-old, and I wanted to be as rough and tough and as strong as those guys were. And so I tried to blend in. I tried to fit in with the crowd. I remember one time I was telling the newest dirty joke that I'd learned at lunchtime in the back of a railroad truck where we would eat to get out of the sun. And this little fella, probably about 5'7", 5'8", got up and sat down across from me on a bench in that old truck, and he took off his hard hat, opened his lunchbox, and he bowed his head to say a prayer, all while I was talking filthy. I'll tell you, I felt like I was about that big. And conviction came, and Jesus got a hold of me, and it was because of that man's witness in the back of that railroad truck, standing up for Jesus, that I'm a Christian today. You know, I've had a heart to reach those kind of people, the working man, the working woman, that person that's behind the cash register at the dollar store, that guy that drives the truck, that construction worker, the blue-collar people that really don't feel like they're good enough to go to church or to find out about Jesus. I want to go to them where they're at and reach them. So my son and I have created this new kind of music that we call God's country music, and we want to spread it with everyone. Let me tell you about it. This is God's Country Volume 1. It's got 22 songs on it by 11 super artists on Red Hen and 6540 record labels. These are songs that are not singing to the choir kind of songs. These are songs that anybody that loves country music will fall in love with, saved or unsaved. Yet they will love it, and we call it sneaky preaching around here. It's music that'll get to the hearts of those kind of people, and Jesus will get inside one way or the other. We're going to throw in a hat. We've got some God's Country hats made up. These are really cool. Hope you can see that okay. The God's Country hat and this CD for $20. You can order it at daywin.com/GC. Okay? Go to daywin.com. We've got a landing page for you. daywin.com/GC. And tell them that you want the Share the Music package. Now, why do we call it Share the Music package? Because you're not just going to get this 22-song CD, double CD package, and this cool hat for $20, but if you'll check a box, there's going to be a box there that says Share the Music. If you'll take one to somebody you work with, to someone on the job, or to somebody in your family that runs the bars, that's out drinking and running around, or they're sleeping around, whatever they're doing, living the so-called modern country lifestyle. If you'll give them one of these, we'll give you a free one to give to them. Okay, and because we want to touch lives, we're not just about selling products, but we want to change lives, and this music will change lives. So go to daywin.com/GC, that GC stands for God's Country, and order yours today. And don't forget to say, I'll share one with a friend, I'll share one with a lost friend, and we'll send you 2 of these, and also this hat for $20. God bless you. Let's get back to some more God's Country.
Said I'd never bat an eye or ever let them see me cry. But Night I told my folks goodbye, but I did. Swore I'd never let the alcohol grow me up to 10 feet tall, chop me down and make me crawl, but I did. Take everything for granted, forget the good seed planted that's ever took root in this stubborn head. Who says a fool can't learn? Turn around and rebuild every bridge he's ever burned. But I did. Said I'd never move back home and tell everybody I was wrong. Beg my daddy to hire me on, but I did. I never thought I'd find someone, stick around instead of run, marry me, give me a son, but I did. Take everything for granted, forget the good seed planted that's ever took root in this stubborn head. Who says a fool can't learn? Turn around and rebuild every bridge he's ever burned. But I did. I did. Never thought I'd hit my knees, pray to God to save a wretch like me. 'Cause up till now, didn't think I needed Jesus. But I did.
Hi, I'm Mary from Day One Recording Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. I'd like to talk to you about our split package deal. The split package includes 5 Day One soundtracks, as well as 5 original songs with Nashville's top musicians. This also includes a producer and engineer, as well as a professional photography shoot and graphics design. This package comes with 400 CDs and is only $6,600. Call Day One at 800-635-9581. Mention God's Country and receive 100 extra CDs. Now back to God's Country.
Media by Micah is your one-stop shop for photography, graphics, and videography. Don't take our word for it. See for yourself. Micah Schweinsberg has developed a career with professional and independent clients that expounds on his God-given ability to take media to the highest professional level one can achieve. Our work has been featured on a national level through award-winning albums and videos. We hold our pricing at a surprisingly affordable level for the professionalism within the final product. If you would like for us to work on your next photo shoot, video, or design, please go to MediaByMicah.com and let us know how we can help you achieve your best version of you, your career, and ministry. That's MediaByMicah.com. We are serious about what you are doing. MediaByMicah.com.
I grew up where we never thought to lock our doors at night. One grocery store, a 5 and dime, and just one traffic light. Go to school each morning where we'd say the pledge and pray, and Mamas never worried when the kids went out to play. In God's country, everything made perfect sense. In God's country, wish it was that way again. We'll still fight to keep it free, now won't we? In God's country. War broke out, this little town gave more than one young life. The names are etched and granted here to mark their sacrifice. I can't help but think they'd all roll over in the grave if we saw what we turned into, cause we haven't kept the faith. In God's country, seems like we lost our way. In God's country, most folks I know would say we'll still fight to keep it free, now won't we? In God's country. You can't find a baby Jesus at Christmas on a square. You won't see the 10 Commandments at the courthouse anywhere. I don't know just when it happened, all of this sure breaks my heart. The way they slowly chip away at who and what we are. In God's country, let's get down on our knees. In God's country, God is what this country needs. We'll still fight to keep her free, now won't we? Got so much to be thankful for, now don't we? In God's country, in God's country.
Ho, ho, ho! Man! Stinger! That's what little Bruce calls a stinger.
A stinger.
Pappy. Man, great job. Michael Lee, thank you for being on God's Country today.
Thank you.
Fantastic, buddy. We love you. Don't forget Michael Lee's project. Hold this up where they can see it on that camera right over there. Michael Lee Tattoos. You need to get this. One of the best country projects you'll ever hear in your life by one of the best singers. I love you, buddy.
Man, I love you too,
also,
brother.
don't forget our God's Country CD that we've got. And you don't have to check a box. It said on the commercial you had to check a box. I'm going to send you two. I want you to give one away to a friend or somebody that's lost. And we're going to throw in the God's Country hat. Just go to daywin.com/GC. daywin.com/GC. Until our next program, buddy, we love you. Keep tearing it up.
Man.
Keep spreading Jesus with that old twang.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time on God's Country.
You've been watching God's Country, recorded live at Daywin Recording Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. Come and visit us for a free tour of our studios and sample our great music. Check out our complete recording packages at daywinrecordingstudio.com. Work with the pros who work with the pros at Daywin Recording Studios. Until our next program, this is your announcer, Gerald McCormick, wishing everyone a great day. Goodbye, everybody, and see you next time on God's Country.
In God's country.